All right, starting off nice and easy for page 2, we've got two graphs that we are going to find inverse functions for. The first step is to find the points on the graphed function and line those up here. So I'm going to start on the left and go to the right. This one only has 5 points, so it makes it kind of easy for us here. So the first one is going to be 0, 6. The second one is 1, 1. The third one is 3, negative 3. Fourth one is going to be 5, 1. And the last one will be 6, 6. So I'm going to invert those, make this 6, 0, 1, 1, negative 3, positive 3, 1, 5, and 6, 6. So we're going to make sure that we graph these in this order and then connect them in this order as well. Now looking at this graph, it's a U, or a parabola that's pointing up, which means that our inverse should be pointing off to the right here as well. So 6, 0 is here, 1, 1 is this point, and then we have negative 3, positive 3, which is here, 1, 5 up here, and lastly we have 6, 6, which is this one up here. So the ones we graphed went like this. So this does fit our prediction that it will look like this. That's all we need. For the second graph, we have a straight line with a whole bunch of points. And remember, even though there are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points listed on here, we have 5 spots. Pick any 5 of them and you'll be fine. I'm going to start on the left anyway. So negative 2, positive 7, negative 1, positive 5, I have 0, 3, I have 1, 1, and I have, 2, negative 1. So I'm going to invert these points by switching out your x's and your y's. Like so. And then we're going to plot these points. So 7, negative 2 is down here. Next one is 5, negative 1 right there. We've got 3, 0 here. 1, 1, that's on this right there. And then we have negative 1, positive 2, which is going to be this point right here. Go ahead and take some kind of a straight edge. ID badge works great. And connect those dots like that. Okay. So that is our graph. Okay. Now, these are kind of ugly. Now, we didn't discuss doing this specifically. So what I would strongly recommend doing is placing one of them into the calculator, making a table, then checking that against the table for the second one. So this is a straight line, which makes this kind of easy. So I'm going to make a table for the first one. Okay. So this is going to be my x and my y. I'm going to take 5 points. Okay. So I'm going to start with 0 and see where it gets me. So I'm going to put this first one in here. This is going to be 2x minus 1. Go to my table. 0 is negative 1. And then I have 1, 1. I have 2, 3. And I have 3, 5. Okay, that should be enough to get me started. So what I'm going to do on the other table, okay, this will be my second table, is I'm going to take these y values and put them into the x column here and see if the numbers match up. Okay, so these are the y's from the original. I'm going to plug in the second equation, which is fraction like so. I'm going to put x plus 2 on the top. I'm going to put 2 on the bottom. Go to my table, look for x equals negative 1, and what do I get? I get 1/2. Okay. So this negative 1 on this one is 1/2. Now I can already see that this is not inverse because those numbers do not match. Okay, this is 1/2 and that should be 0. When it's 1, it's 3/2. When it's 3, 5/2. And when it is 5, it is 7/2. So none of these values match what should be the inverse x value. So this would be no. Okay. We'll do the same thing for the other one. We're going to plug in the original equation, the first one, and make a table. Start with 0. So 5 plus 1/2 x, and we're going to look at that table. Okay, starting with 0, we have 5. I don't want to use a bunch of fractions if I don't have to for the original one. So what we're going to do is skip around. So it would be 2, 6, and then 4, 7, and then 6, 8. That's plenty. So that's for this one. For the other one, I'm going to do in green, make another table. I'm going to check it out by plugging in these y values, so 5, 6, 7, 8, and see if they match these. So I'm going to go to y equals negative 5x minus 1/2, and let's see what we get. When we go to y equals 5, that is definitely not the same. So it'll be negative 51 over 2. 6 would be negative 61 over 2. And we've got negative 71 over 2 and negative 81 over 2. Okay, again, these are not. So that's what you're looking for. Okay, you want to see if the tables, just make a small table, it'll only take you a few minutes, make one for the original function, swap your x's for y's, and then check the y value for each of these x values. Okay, that's probably the fastest way to do it. Number 9, we have a graph. Okay, these are two parallel lines. Are they inverse? Well, if you look up here, the inverse lines intersect at the line of y equals x. On the front side as well, these two inverse lines intersect at that line. Now, that's not to say that they don't have to intersect, but if one of your lines crosses the line at y equals x, the other one must cross at the same point. This one does not. So this is also going to be a no. For this one, we have a parabola facing up and a parabola facing off to the right. Now, these are going to be inverse. Okay, parabola faces up, turns over to the right-hand side. And that is your answer. We'll go over a few of these in class because a couple of them were new strategies, but all the math is the same. All right, good luck.